Hey everybody, this is Ron with our DIY Homestead, and today's project is this. This is where we kept our meat birds last year, and our meat birds are just about 4 weeks old now, so they're ready to move outside. So what I'm going to do is put wheels on this one, and I'm going to roll it over into their new yard, which is going to be right over here, and they're going to be right next to the pigs, which is separated by another fence, so everybody should be safe. But yeah, that's the project. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to weed eat around it and inside of it, get it all loosened up. That way I can get at the bottom to put the wheels on it. So let's get started. Well, that's all I'm going to weed eat. My big weed eater decided it didn't want to work today, so I got this little electric one, and so I'm just going to do each corner, and then we'll go from there. The wheel should raise it up enough. I should be able to pull it out of there. So let's get it jacked up on one corner, and I'll show you how I'm going to mount everything. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this rod, I'm going to cut it in half, I'm going to drill and tap a hole on the end, slide my wheel over it, and then I'm going to use a bolt and a washer, tie it on there so the wheel can't come off, and then I'm going to take some hose clamps, I'm going to clamp it to the bottom rail to hold it in place, and I think it'll work. I've seen it work before on other projects, so it should work here. So let me go cut these rods in half and get them drilled and tapped, and I will be back. All right, we are ready to mount the wheels. As you can see, I got the shafts cut, drilled and tapped the ends, put a bolt and a washer on there so it can't slide through the wheel, or the wheel can't slide off. What I'm going to do is just slide it through. I'm going to use some hose clamps. I'm going to clamp it right to the bottom rail. It should be just fine. Let me put this on the right way here. There we go. That's better. Just like that. And it should work just fine. So let's get this mounted up. Move this door. And we just go something like this. Just like that. Keep that in place. And we'll pull this one up. Now it will slide up. Should be just fine. So let's get this over here on this thicker part to a little more strength. Let's get these tightened up. Just like that. Now, will it slide up? It may. It probably will. It can only go so far, and it's got to stop. And this is up high enough to where the bottom of the cage is not going to drag. Hopefully, anyway. So let's Get this one tightened up. Just like that. I'll tighten this one up just a little bit more. Just like that. It's gonna drag on the. That'll move out of the way once I get the boards out from underneath it. But yeah, it'll slide a little bit in and out. No big deal. As long as we can roll it better than we could before. So let's go around to do all the other four corners, and then we'll get ready to move it. I'm going to take it off the blocks. There, we're on wheels. But what's going on is down on the bottom rail, I got weeds growing up in between our chicken wire and the chain link. So I got to come through and I got to cut all those so we're actually able to move it. And then I'm going to take some rope on the inside. Let me show you. Take some rope on the inside. Zoom out here. Between these center poles, front and back, and center poles from side to side, I'm going to take some rope and tie those together because they seem to flop around when we move it. We'll just tie them up, make sure they're safe. They don't get bent too far out of shape. And then I'll cut the weeds around the bottom all the way around, make sure nothing's holding it. And then we'll get Sean out here and she'll hop on the tractor and help me move it over there. So let's get busy with cutting the weeds. All right, we have everything, all the weeds cut underneath. Had to get out my brush chopper, my little handheld brush chopper thing there to get in there. But we got them all loosened up. I've got the inside secured, tied from each way, so hopefully it won't bend the tubes as much. And now we're going to hook up to the tractor, and Sean's going to give me a hand. And there she is. She's going to pull it out there for me. So let's get it hooked up and get going. Well, all right, we've got our chicken tractor moved. We did not do it the original way that we thought, because as we were just going to start to pull it, my tractor gave out. Would not start. So we ended up pulling it over with the car, and that was a little bit of a fiasco, but we got it. It's over here safe and sound. This is our big tarp that goes over the top. It is a 20 mil UV protected tarp, so the sun's not going to destroy it. But it does not come all the way down on the sides. It left a gap, about a 2-foot gap or so on either side. And with wintertime coming up and our birds going to be in the cooler weather, I wanted to be able to go all the way down. So what I decided to do is I got some more tarps, just some 6-foot tarps. I'm going to be wrapping this whole thing in a 6-foot tarp except for the doorway. And so we'll go from there, and that'll cover the whole bottom, and then I'll put the top over, the white tarp over the top, and we'll secure it that way. And they'll be all enclosed and safe and sound from the wind and the cold, so they should be able to get in there and get out of the wind, and be nice and safe in there, protected from the rain, and it should be all good. So let's get started with putting the tarp around the bottom, and with a little bit of YouTube magic, bam, there we are. Sidewalls are on all the way around. So now we're going to go ahead, put the tarp over the top, and we'll do a little more magic. And there you go. Tarps are all on, secured. Well, we're ready, just about to move the birds over. Let me take you inside and I'll show you what we got set up in here. We've got 2 5-foot feeders that I made out of a gutter. I got them hanging from the ceiling, and they're adjustable, so as they get older and I find that they're sitting on top or whatever, I can raise them up. I've got 2 waters right here, so they should be all set. They're all secure all the way around. There's a little ventilation. It's not airtight, that's for sure, but at least it'll keep the majority of the weather off of them. They should not get wet at all. So I think they'll have a happy home. It's about quite a bit, about 10 times bigger than what they've got now. So, and then I'll have this whole outside yard as well. I got to put the fence up yet, but that's the next step. And then I will get the birds and put them in. And I'll show you that when we get it done. And just like that, all the chicks are in their new home. We've got a total of 53. So we're going to be busy at butchering time. I think we're going to do 25 and 25. Or 25 and the rest, I guess I should say. But yeah, they're all happy and healthy and loving their new area. Of course, they're hungry. They should be all set. We've got feed, water, shelter, protected from predators. Now I'll leave these guys in here probably 3, 4, 5 days, all locked up. Not going to let them out into the yard, just so they know this is home. This is where the food is. This is where the water is. Just to get them used to it. And this is where we're going to wrap this one up, and we will see you in the next one.